Welcome to today's discussion on urgency, to-do lists, and the feeling of doing, just too much. It's like we're all on this perpetual treadmill, chasing that elusive sense of worth, yeah?
Absolutely. There's this constant push, a busy signal in our lives that makes us feel we have to prove ourselves over and over.
Right. And it's interesting how the need to check off every task often stems from deeper unmet needs around feeling safe, connected, and truly seen.
Exactly. So, would you say these to-do lists become a sort of refuge?
Exactly. It's like, for many, checking tasks off is an attempt to silence a nagging voice that tells them they're not enough, not worthy of the love or attention they yearn for.
I totally get that. It's interesting how something that looks so productive can actually mask, maybe even feed, this underlying insecurity, right?
Yes, and it's not just for personal validation. It's also about that pesky illusion of control. I mean, we want to control everything when the reality is, well, life is unpredictable.
Yeah, control is often just a mirage. Exactly, that desperate urge to create order in a chaotic world. Kind of like arranging your desk every morning to feel, in control for the day.
Exactly. And here's the kicker. The feeling of accomplishment is almost always temporary. It's like a quick fix, a band-aid over a deeper wound.
I hear you. Right. You might complete 100 tasks and still feel that persistent not enough whisper inside.
Yup, and that leads many to, dive even deeper into work, creating a vicious cycle. It's a survival mechanism where busyness becomes a shield against uncomfortable feelings.
So essentially, it's not that people want to be overworked. They're trying to escape feelings of inadequacy or even a need for connection.
Precisely. It's like, when we don't feel safe or loved, we fill the void with endless tasks, thinking that if we just accomplish enough, the discomfort will
Indeed,
fade.
that temporary relief can be so deceptive. But then, as soon as the next task is completed, that feeling crashes back in, right?
Exactly. It never really waters the deeper need. It's reminiscent of that old adage, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Except here, we're fooling ourselves repeatedly by equating productivity with happiness.
And that's where external validation comes into play. Society praises us for being a go-getter, for crushing our to-do lists, but none of that ever truly fills the emotional void.
So, exactly. Right, it's like getting a pat on the back that vanishes as quickly as it came. And then you're left wondering, why do I crave this at all?
So, do you think that this urgency to get things done is actually a mask for, say, unhealed childhood wounds or unmet emotional needs?
Absolutely, it's often rooted in, early experiences, like growing up where love was conditional on achievement. So you learn to equate success with worthiness.
Yep, that's spot on. And that creates a culture where, even as adults, we're so driven by the need for approval that we let our schedules and our self-worth get hijacked by this endless cycle of busyness.
For sure, it's a bit ironic, isn't it? We pile tasks on our plates, thinking more is better. But in reality, it's just a distraction from the real issues underneath, like lacking that deep emotional connection with ourselves and others.
I also like how this idea ties into the illusion of control. We think by organizing every minute of our day, we're steering life, but really, it's chaos that sneaks in no matter how many tasks we tick off.
Exactly. Right. And there's that, inherent conflict. The more we try to control life externally, the more we ignore our internal state. And then, life just happens.
Exactly. It's like you're constantly in defensive mode. But isn't there a point where this approach, overdoing everything, just becomes unsustainable?
Oh, definitely. I mean, there comes a moment when you start feeling, well, depleted and disconnected. Like you've been so busy running on this treadmill that you've forgotten what stillness
Yeah,
feels
that hit
like.
home. And that's when you need to really ask yourself, why do I keep doing this? What am I really trying to prove?
Exactly, we have to go beyond the superficial, I need to get shit done mentality. Instead, we have to dig into what we need, whether it's rest, genuine connection, or just permission to be imperfect.
It sounds like a call for a major mindset shift, moving from a place of frantic urgency to one of heartfelt self-care and presence.
Yes, and that shift is so critical. Rather than masking pain with busyness, it's about halting the cycle, taking a breath, and really listening to yourself.
No doubt. But I have to ask, isn't it a bit easier said than done? I mean, breaking free from these long-held habits seems pretty challenging.
That's a fair point. It's not something you flip a switch on. It requires compassionate self-reflection, and sometimes the guidance of someone who truly understands how to hold that space for
Right.
you.
A trusted guide makes all the difference. And that's where coaching or even mindfulness practices might come in, to help you process those deep-seated emotions instead of running away from them through relentless busyness.
Exactly, a shift from doing to being. It's about nurturing the parts of ourselves that crave genuine affection, rather than constantly chasing after time-bound accomplishments.
So, in a way, if we really want to feed our self-worth, we need to start looking inward, right? Not just checking things off a list for the sake of external approval.
Precisely. It's like, imagine trying to fill a leaky bucket. It just never holds enough water. Instead of filling those cracks with endless tasks, you repair the bucket itself with self-compassion
Yeah,
and
that's a
intentional
powerful
living.
image. Now, here's something I'm curious about. Do you think this burnout culture is inevitable in our modern society? Or is there hope for a more balanced way of living?
Oh, there's definitely hope. It's about shifting cultural values from always doing more to, being more present. But it starts with each of us asking those difficult questions like, why do I really need to be so busy?
Right, it's about questioning the status quo. And maybe realizing that sometimes stopping and really feeling your emotions might be more healing than constant action.
Exactly. It's a journey to rediscover what truly matters. Connection, authenticity, and a deep sense of self-worth that isn't dependent on endless tasks.
Mm-hmm. That makes so much sense. I guess it's like moving from a life of frantic urgency to one of meaningful intentionality. A tougher road, but one that leads to genuine fulfillment, right?
Exactly. And the take-home message is that while tasks and achievements might offer momentary relief, the lasting change comes from healing those unmet needs with care, self-compassion, and maybe even a little help along the way.
Well, that's a conversation that really resonates. Thanks for diving deep into this with me. It gives a lot to think about regarding the everyday rush we all feel.
Definitely. It's like a reminder to look beneath the surface of our busyness and ask, what do I really need? So here's to a more intentional and fulfilling way of living.
Absolutely. Cheers to that.